The Hollywood Unapologetic Podcast with Orlando Delbert, Filmmaking Essentials. Okay, let's unpack this. You representing the new Hollywood generation of filmmakers, content creators. So our mission is basically to pull out the really crucial stuff, right? The business side, the legal need-to-knows, potential pitfalls.
Yeah, the scams and things.
Exactly. And figuring out how to spot those, real opportunities. Think of it like your insider's guide.
That's a good way to put it. We'll look at starting out what that hustle really means.
Right.
How much writers actually make, which people always wonder about.
Oh, yeah.
Copywriting, super important. Avoiding scams, like we said. Even networking.
So basically getting your footing.
Exactly.
Equipping you.
Okay, let's jump right in then. The business of Hollywood. A big theme seems to be, well, the hustle, you sell that first script. Huge deal, right? But it's not over.
Not even close. For most people, like 99% of screenwriters, success isn't this automatic door opening to endless gigs. So it's not like, I've arrived, and the phone just starts ringing off the hook.
Rarely. It's constant effort. Always writing the next thing, building those relationships, proving yourself again and again. It never really stops.
So for someone listening, part of this new Hollywood generation, planning for the long game, what are the core traits? How do you build that sustainable screenwriting hustle?
Okay, yeah. Several things jump out. First, confidence. Real confidence in your writing.
Not arrogance, though.
No, definitely not arrogance. It's belief. Belief in your voice, your stories. Picking daring stuff, personal stuff. Like one source said, you got to bleed on the page.
Intense.
It is. But that confidence, it grows when you're courageous, when you just keep writing. And you have to actively guard against insecurity. It creeps in.
I bet. Okay, confidence. What else? Hollywood's collaborative, right?
Totally. So embracing collaboration is key. You have to be open to notes.
Even bad ones.
Well, that's the trick. Learning to tell the difference. Which feedback helps, which is just noise, or maybe pulling you away from your vision.
That sounds like a skill in itself.
It really is. Be grateful for the input, but don't be so grateful you lose your own way. Don't be stubborn, but hold on to your core vision.
Finding that balance. Okay. What about the people around you, your network?
Yeah. The whole keep your friends close thing. It definitely applies. You need a trusted inner circle, people who are honest, supportive.
How do you find those people?
Patience. Trust is earned, right?
Right.
Through loyalty, dependability. It takes time to find good people, especially in this business.
Makes sense. And passion. Seems obvious, but how does it fuel the hustle specifically?
Passion, yeah, but also a philosophy for your work and life, knowing why you're doing this.
You know why.
Exactly. Define your career philosophy, what success means to you, and live by it. That keeps you focused, resilient when things get tough, because they will get tough.
No doubt. What about just personality, how you carry yourself?
Humility goes a long way, seriously. Arrogance is such a turnoff. People remember kindness. It attracts kindness,
Yeah, that rings true. What if someone does help you, gives you a shot?
Oh, you work twice as hard for them. Be a quick study. Show them you're learning, improving based on their help.
Prove their investment was worth it.
Precisely. It makes them want to help you again down the road.
Okay, pitching. That's got to be nerve-wracking for a lot of writers.
Right.
What's the mindset there?
Pitch with, let's call it delusional confidence. Act like they need you because, honestly, they do. They need great stories. And remember, you're evaluating them too. Are they the right fit for your project?
That's a power shift.
It is. Yeah. And look for representation, maybe with newer agents, managers, people who are hungry, building their own careers. Be loyal to whoever gives you that first break. Really loyal.
Good advice. What about being in the meeting? Any tips there?
Know when to shut up and listen. Seriously. Gather intel. Pay attention to what isn't being said.
Body language, subtext.
Yeah, all of it. But also, be ready to chime in on common interest. Ask smart questions. Understand what they need. Maybe you have another project that fits better.
So it's not just about your one script.
Not always. And then, know when to leave.
Don't overstay your welcome.
Exactly. Goal achieved. They want to read the script. Great. Make a graceful exit. Leave them wanting more. Don't seem desperate.
Right. And finally, a big mental shift needed.
Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Pitching, networking, getting notes. It's all scary at first.
Practice helps, I guess.
Practice is everything. Face the fear. Push the comfort zone. It gets easier. And through it all, be yourself. Authenticity, it's attractive. Respect yourself. Being decent is just as important as writing well.
Wow, okay. That's a really solid look at the hustle mindset. So moving beyond mindset to practical steps, what should screenwriters focus on first, besides, just writing?
Okay, practical stuff. First, hone the craft. Seriously invest in learning. Workshops like Corey Mandel's maybe, resources like Screenwriting U. There's good stuff out there.
So education is key.
And practice consistent writing. And then get feedback. Professional script coverage, trusted peers. You need constructive criticism. Learn to analyze it, use it.
Not just file it away if you don't like it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, next. Understand the industry structure. Who's who? Script readers, agents, managers. They do different things, by the way.
Right. Agents get your work, managers guide your career, roughly.
Yeah, generally. Producers, execs, know how the ecosystem works, go to industry events, even online ones now. Learn the landscape.
And your portfolio. What goes in it?
Your best stuff. Polished scripts, show some versatility maybe, but also highlight your niche, what you do best. Quality, definitely quality over quantity.
Makes sense. What about screenplay competitions? Worth the entry fee?
Can be. Choose credible ones. Don't just throw money everywhere. Good competitions offer exposure, networking. Winning is great, but even placing can get you noticed, connect you with people.
So strategic choices. Networking keeps coming up. How do you do it effectively if you're just starting out? Don't know anyone.
Film festivals, panels, workshops show up. Join writing groups online or local. Use LinkedIn, IMDb Pro, sure, but focus on real relationships.
Not just collecting contact.
Right. Especially connect with other writers at your level. Seriously, finding a cohort of supportive, serious writers, that might be the best networking you can do.
Yeah.
Peer support is huge.
That's a great point. And the big goal for many, representation. Agents, managers, what's the key there?
Know what they're looking for. Quality writing, obviously, but also marketable scripts. Stuff they think they can actually sell or get made.
Be realistic.
Yeah, be ready to pitch yourself, your voice, your goals, negotiate your agreement carefully. And like I said before, don't just chase the big names right away. Newer reps might be more invested.
Gives a much clearer picture of those first steps. Okay, let's talk money, the financial side. What can this new Hollywood generation realistically expect?
It varies a lot. Depends on experience, project, type film, TV, streaming, and if you're in the WGA, the Writers Guild.
WGA membership makes a difference.
Oh, yeah, big time. They have negotiated minimums, residuals, benefits. It provides a baseline.
Could you give us some ballpark figures, just acknowledging the huge range?
Sure. A newer WGA writer, median income might be around, say, $100,000 a year. Seasoned writers. Average may be closer to $450,000.
Okay.
Film deals, like a one-step assignment, median is maybe $250,000, but big studio stuff can go way higher, millions even.
Wow.
TV, entry-level staff writer on a guild show, maybe $3,000-ish per episode. Showrunners, hundreds of thousands a season, potentially more.
And streaming? Is that different?
Pay scales are often similar to TV or film, but the seasons are usually shorter.
Right, so less work overall per year sometimes.
Exactly. And residuals, how you get paid when the show re-airs or stays on the platform, that structure is different, often less than traditional TV.
So lots of factors influence that final number.
Tons. Experience, reputation, obviously, big studio versus indie film, streaming, original versus network show, even where you live, LA tends to have more high-paying gigs.
You mentioned the WGA again. Can you spell out the difference, guild versus non-guild, money-wise?
Okay, so WGA gives you those negotiated contracts, minimum pay rates, residuals for reruns, health, and pension. It's a safety net and a standard. Non-guild, it's all on you. Your negotiation skills, the project's budget, much more variable, potentially much lower pay, fewer protections.
Gotcha. And writers wear different hats on a show, right? Staff writer, showrunner. How does that change the pay?
Big time. You climb the ladder, staff writer, story editor, producer, eventually maybe showrunner or executive producer. Each step up means more responsibility.
And more money.
And more money, yeah. Showrunners are running the whole operation creatively and managerially. Their compensation reflects that significantly more.
What about freelancing? Or writing spec scripts, the original scripts you write hoping someone buys them?
Freelancing gives you flexibility, potentially high rates for specific jobs, but the income can be patchy, right, between gigs.
Feast or famine?
Kind of. Selling a spec script, that can be a huge payday. WGA minimums are like $72,000 up to maybe $136,000, depending.
But
it's a gamble. Totally. No guarantee it sells. But a great spec can launch a career, get you representation, lead to those paying gigs. It's risk versus reward.
And streaming's impact. More jobs, but maybe different pay structures.
Exactly. More demand for content, which is good. More opportunities. But yeah, those shorter seasons affect annual income. And the residual thing is evolving. less predictable than old school TV, so negotiating good upfront pay is even more important.
Are there other ways writers make money besides writing the scripts?
Sure. Teaching, coaching, script doctoring, fixing other people's scripts, plus residuals if your contract has them. Bonuses sometimes if a project is a huge hit.
So diversifying income streams can be smart.
Definitely. It smooths out the bumps.
Okay, this financial picture is complex but crucial. Let's shift to another critical area, legal stuff. Protecting your work. What's the absolute #1 thing?
Copyright. Register your script with the U.S. Copyright Office, period.
Not WGA registration. Or mailing it to yourself.
Nope. Those are common myths. WGA registration helps track ownership, maybe, but it's not legal copyright. Poor man's copyright. Legally worthless. Federal registration is the only way.
Good to know. What exactly does copyright protect? Not just the idea, right?
Correct. Ideas aren't copyrightable. It protects the specific expression of your idea. Your unique dialogue, characters, plot sequence, the way you wrote it.
That's why two movies can have similar ideas but be totally different legally.
Exactly. It's the execution that's protected.
So why is formal copyright registration so important?
It establishes your chain of title, legal proof you own it. If a studio buys your script and someone sues them later saying they wrote it, that copyright registration is your and their legal defense. It's fundamental proof of ownership.
Okay, crucial. How do you actually do it? The process.
All right, step by step. Get your final script as a PDF. Go to copyright.gov.
The official site.
Yes. Create an account or login. Start a new registration. For type of work, choose work of the performing arts.
Not motion picture.
No, not motion picture, not literary work. Screenplay is performing arts. Then fill in the title, completion year, publication status, probably unpublished.
Okay.
Author details list everyone, co-writers too. Say if it's work for hire, probably not if it's your spec. For type of performing arts work, choose other texts.
Other text. Got it.
Enter the claimant that's usually you. Limit the claim if you used existing IP you don't own. Fill out contact info, where to mail a certificate, certify you're the owner, double-check everything.
Always double-check.
Add to cart, pay the fee, it's not super expensive, upload the PDF, done. You'll get an email confirmation.
Sounds straightforward enough. When should you do this?
Yeah.
Before showing it to anyone.
Before you put it out on the market, definitely. Sending it to agents, producers, competitions, probably not necessary for, like, trusted friends reading a draft.
Right. And you mentioned something about the title page.
Yeah. Don't put the little E symbol or copyrighted on your title page. It looks amateurish. The registration is what matters legally, not putting the symbol there.
Good tip. Okay, so legal protection is sorted. Now, the less fun part, scams. Unscrupulous people. How big a problem is this?
It's unfortunately pretty prevalent, especially online. People prey on writers' dreams, their vulnerability, false promises, exploitation. It happens. Anyone can get caught up if they're not careful.
What kind of scams are we talking about?
Oh, lots. Scam contests with huge fees, vague prizes, scam courses or mentors promising guaranteed success for big bucks.
Pay-to-play stuff.
Exactly. People saying they'll represent you or sell your script if you pay them up front. Huge red flag. Legitimate reps work on commission after they make a deal for you.
Never pay up front for representation.
Never. Also, watch out for things like ghostwriting gigs offering peanuts for writing a whole script with no credit, or shady producers wanting you to invest in your own movie.
So what are the immediate red flags? Pay up front for representation. Anything else?
Guarantees. Anyone guaranteeing job placement, script sales, that's almost certainly a scam. Promises that seem way too good to be true.
How do you tell the real opportunities from the scams?
Look for reputable labs and fellowships, often run by nonprofits or established companies. Think Sundance, Nickel Fellowships, Circle of Confusion, Hillmangrad. Often they're free and offer real support.
Okay.
Reputable contests are usually transparent, run by known organizations. Be wary of pay-for-feedback services. Good notes are valuable, sure, but paying doesn't guarantee quality. Often, the readers aren't even industry pros.
Peer feedback might be better sometimes.
Often, yeah. From writers you trust. Avoid services with crazy promises or sketchy ethics. And in networking, be wary of takers, people just looking to use you. Real networking is mutual support.
And unsolicited offers.
Deeply skeptical.
Yeah.
Especially if they ask for money, even a donation for some vague future benefit. Research everyone, check their credentials, their track record. Google is your friend.
Absolutely. Okay, this is all incredibly useful, if a bit daunting. So bringing it all together for the new Hollywood generation listening, what are the core takeaways?
Look, navigating Hollywood isn't just about writing well. That's table stakes.
The minimum requirement.
Right. You need that hustle we talked about. You need business sense. You need to handle the legal stuff like copyright. And you need, frankly, a healthy dose of skepticism to avoid the sharks.
So it's a whole package deal. Creative talent plus practical savvy.
Exactly. Building a career takes time. It takes resilience. It takes that network of peers. So keep writing, keep improving, get good feedback, understand the industry, protect your work legally, and be smart, be vigilant about the opportunities you pursue.
Any final thoughts for someone embarking on this? It sounds like a marathon, not a sprint.
It absolutely is. There will be rejection, lots of it, probably, but if you arm yourself with knowledge, keep that passion burning, and act with integrity, you really do boost your chances of finding those good, safe paths to success in this new Hollywood landscape. So maybe the question for you listening is, what part hits closest to home for you right now, and what new questions does it raise as you take your next step?
You can find more insights on navigating the entertainment industry and achieving success in Orlando Delbert's work, including his book, Pollyanna's Tear-Soaked Battlefields of Hollywood, a survival guide against the cynicism and the hypocritical, and of course, the Hollywood Unapologetic platform. And always remember, you are the key to your own success. You are the new Hollywood generation.
Be informed, be prepared, and most importantly, be great.
That's it. Be great. Good luck out there.
See you next time.